Hi everyone, it is me, Drew Michael, and it's been more than a week, I think, since the last time I did a post. And this is something I've been meaning to talk about for like at least like 5 days now, and I've been like so busy that I haven't been able to leave a video. I'm going to refrain from using the word between things. I realized, like, watching my videos before, that I say between every other word every time I pause. So now I'm just going to pause and look really, really, like, clueless instead. I want to start also by saying that this is a video that it's not dirty, but I made the decision that I didn't want to hold back at all. I want to talk about everything in my videos. And I realized that, like, the first person to comment on my video blog was my mom. So, Mom, if you're watching and you don't want to hear things about my sex life, you better stop watching now. This is the point in the video where that stops, if that's that. Today's topic is about being horngry. What does horngry mean? So horngry is a term that I coined with my friends in high school. And what it means is that you are like horny and hungry all at once. And when we made this up, and by the way, like, I'm sure a bunch of people say it now, and it probably, like, wasn't that genius of an idea. Like, other people probably thought of it too and made a thing in, like, other parts of the world that were, like, completely disconnected from our thing. But when you're horngry, when we made it up, that's what I wanted to say, it was just like a joke. Because we were both, constantly. Like, on the weekends at boarding school, I remember it would just be like, oh my god, I just want to, like, do horrible, nasty things with guys. And my friend Morgan, she just wanted to probably do horrible, nasty things with me because she was in love with me. But we'd sit around and talk about how horny we were, and, like, I would talk about, like, wanting to, like, S some D's, and, like, who I wanted and, like, what I wanted to do with them. And I think one day in that I ate, like, an entire box of granola bars that were, like, the Quaker Oat kind, like, not, like, very healthy. I mean, they say they are, but they have, like, chocolate chips in them, and they're delicious. We used to order pizza a lot, and I could eat, like, a whole pizza. And at the time, I was a dancer. I was, like, 175, 180 pounds, and, like, I was dancing, like, because we had different weekends. I danced Tuesday through Saturday from 1 until, like, 6 every day. And we would do rehearsals sometimes on top of that, on the weekends and after dinner and stuff. So I was dancing a lot. I'm gonna crack down on this. It's just crazy that I was able to, like, eat an entire pizza. I mean, pizza's never been a big challenge for me. Like, it's a challenge not to eat it. I mean, I order it all the time. It's probably one of my favorite foods. But it's definitely so much an emotional connection for me. Like, I remember when I was young, my parents would order pizza, like, all the time. And it was, like, a big deal. It was so exciting. So that's something that, I don't know why, for me, it seems like a security thing, almost. Ordering pizza, having it delivered, it's so easy, it's so simple, it tastes so good. It's got cheese on it. Cheese is, like, delicious. And I moved to New York, which has some of the best pizza in the entire world. But they're like famous for their huge slices. We call it a pie here. It's like actually a pie. It's delicious. So basically, I just want to talk about how I've come to realize later on that thing that I invented in high school, being Horngry, it's like a real thing. Like, I actually have a connection between food and sex. It is the kind of thing where I will get done with a date, and if it didn't go well, or if he didn't come home with me, then I go home, and whether I'm hungry or not, the first thing I think is, I want to, like, order food. I want to, like, eat everything. I want to, like, get a pint of ice cream and eat it. Even if, like, I'm not hungry, like I'm saying. It is a replacement for love. And I think food and sex, for me, are both replacements for love. I, at times, have been so crazed sexually and done so many crazy things, like whether it's like masturbating like all day long, or like maybe not all day long, but close to it, or just hooking up with random guys, like, you know, maybe 3 random guys that I don't know in like a whole week, which for me, I mean, there were times in my life during college where I didn't have sex for like 5 or 6 years. So for me to hook up with 3 random guys in different capacities in 1 week, that's like a big difference. So in those times when I'm like sexually crazed and I'm actually getting lucky, I can forget to eat for hours and hours and hours. Like, even when I'm hungry, that goes ignored. So it is so evident to me that they are replacements for one another. And both of them are replacements for love. And I think a lot of times as a child, I felt nurtured and loved by food when I didn't feel it from home. You know, my parents are wonderful. My mom, I have one of the best moms ever, but when they were married, I don't think either of them was able to be the best parent they could be to me. My mom was a very good mom even when she was married to my dad, but there were times, I think, when she needed her space and she pushed me away, and that's okay. Like, that's totally okay. I mean, she's married to my dad, of course she needed some space. There were definitely times when my dad wasn't there for me, like a lot of times that he wasn't there for me. So I definitely got love. Instead of from my dad, I got it from food in that respect. And then I think the other thing is just like the patterns. Like, my parents taught me to eat, and it's a lot of the times when they were loving me and nurturing me and being with me, they were doing the same thing. They were eating, and they made me eat, or they didn't make me eat, but we ate together, and that represented in my mind love. And I think in a lot of traditional families, like mine wasn't that traditional, but, you know, big Italian families, big, you know, I've even heard like Greek families, and, you know, whatever else, there's like a lot of connection to eating. Like, they get together, they make huge meals, and they eat and they eat and they eat, and that, like, maybe like they have a once weekly, even Southern people, like Sunday dinner is like a big deal. Like, it's a once weekly meal that you have with your family, and the meal brings the family together. So it's not, I mean, it's not a bad thing. A lot of families use meal time as a way to get everyone together. But for me, it's like, that was